Today, we're going to be reviewing the BX Expanded Piranha Tooth Bar, which we've got right here, which is on our TYM 2515 tractor. Now, this is a cutting edge for tractor buckets. You may wonder, why do I need a tractor bucket? Cutting edge, and we're going to show you that in this video because I wasn't sure if I needed one of these for my tractor to be able to dig better, to be able to clear brush. And let me tell you, you can do a ton with this, and I didn't realize just the value that you're getting out of this until I started to play around with it a little bit and had it on the bucket. So what we're going to do is show you exactly what you can do with this, some of the capabilities, and then go through what my thoughts are on this in the full review of it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to clear out some poplars. Got a field back here where we need to clean up this field edge a little bit, and could do it with the brush hog, but I don't have the brush hog on there. I've got the backhoe on there. So what we're going to do is take this cutting edge and show you just how you can go through poplars, small brush, up to a couple inches in diameter. So we're going to turn it right over here, and these are some of the poplars that we're going to be looking at and cutting right through. So we'll just keep the tractor here and go right through these poplars and show you what you can do with this cutting edge, and that's one of the value propositions of this. Here we take a shot at clearing some of these poplars out with the BX Expanded Piranha Tooth Bar for tractor buckets. So that tree right there that it knocks over, that is actually probably at least 12 to 14 feet tall. You can see that the top of the rops here is about 8 feet, so that was well over the top of the rops, and it just plows right through these trees. And there's a couple different strategies you can use with the BX Expanded Piranha Tooth Bar. You can dig up underneath the roots and knock the trees over, or if you get them in between the serrated edges of the tooth blade, you're going to be able to cut some of them or break them in half just when they get caught in between those serrated edges, and it'll just slice right through them. The poplar's really easy, and even some of the younger hardwoods it'll go right through. So I just tilt the bucket edge down so that those teeth will catch on the actual trees itself, and you can see in less than a minute here we've knocked down probably 15 or 20 saplings, anywhere between the 6 and 10 12-foot range, and goes right through them. Now here I'm just taking out some of the saplings. You can't see it because it's bright, but am going over some of the smaller ones and then pushing some of these ones in the background as well, and it just powers right through, chops right through those. This is on a TYM 2515H tractor, so 25 horsepower tractor. I've got it in mid-range now. If I wanted to push these over with even more force, I could go down to the low range, but I don't need that to clear these trees. And you can see we cleared out a significant amount of trees in just a minute or two here without any issues. And you can then use the bar and just kind of push some of your debris if you want. Or you can dig with that edge. So it's a serrated cutting edge, and there are larger teeth and smaller teeth in between the larger teeth, and then it connects to the bucket edge with 2 bolts. It takes about anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes to install the cutting edge. The biggest part of getting it installed is you have to drill 2 holes with a step drill bit on the side of the bucket edge to get it installed, and then once you've done that, you can really easily just bolt that on with just 2 bolts. I wanted to show you what this was capable of. You saw it cleared through those poplars in just a couple of minutes there, no problem. And this is probably 1.5 inches in diameter. It just rips that right apart, no problem. And then you can even see where it cut it right here a little bit on that part of the branch. But 1.5 inches, it goes right through. And show you exactly also what happens when you use this. You can get on the side of, this poplar here is probably, I don't know, 7, 8 feet. And the big thing with poplars is they've got a big root system. They're all connected together. And you can see it pulled through right this root system, no problem. Pulled it out, and then you're able to clear that, come back, and if you've got a grapple, take all that stuff out of there. So it goes through popples, no problem, and even smaller hardwoods. But we're trying to preserve some of the hardwoods. The reason for taking out some of these poplars is I want those oak trees to grow in a little bit better. Really nice tree right there. And the poplars regenerate, which is great for wildlife. So if you take out some poplars, they're going to come back in a year or two, and they're going to be great for browse for wildlife. But just wanted to show you how easy it is with that BX Expanded cutting edge, that it's going to cut right through small brush, popples, small trees without any issue. There's probably one in there that's like 3.5 inch diameter, and it went right through that too, or pulled it up, broke the root system. So it is one of those things. It's surprising what it can do with that cutting edge. So don't think of it as just a cutting edge for going into soil and being able to take bigger bucket loads or cut through harder soil. It also can be used to clear brush. We've got a lot of briars around here, a lot of popples, and it's going to cut right through those briars as well and allow you to clear, and then you can go through and do whatever else you need. So we're going to keep going with this. We're going to clear a little bit more. We're going to clear these couple trees right here and just show you exactly what you can do with it. And then we're going to go through and show you how it can actually move material and cut into material and what you can do with that. And then we'll actually show you the blade here. So here we're going to show you how you can dig with the BX Expanded Piranha Tooth Bar cutting edge. It doesn't look like it on camera here, but this area is actually unlevel. There's a little bit of a hump in front of the camera, so we're going to try and level it out, but I want to show you just how easy this cuts into the soil and how well it does when you compare it to a factory bucket edge. The factory bucket edge would not do that at all. You could not get the bucket full like you can with the cutting edge. There's just so much more force when you've got those teeth that allows it to really dig in, and it's even ripping up the sod that's on top of this, or the grass and clumps and roots and stuff that are on top. So here I'm going to grade a little bit of it out, and just bear with me here because we're going to try and level it out a little bit. But one of the things that I was actually concerned with when I got this was with the teeth, would you still be able to grade, or is it going to leave big grooves in it? And as you can see here, you can back drag, no problem. You're not going to leave any rut marks or grading marks from those teeth at all, because most of the time you're going to be grading, you just use the bottom of the bucket anyways, so the teeth really don't have any impact. And then by the time you roll over it once or twice with the tractor to smooth it all down, you're not going to see any tooth marks even if you did. But here you can see I've got the bucket and float for one of those pulls, and it's really the rear of the bucket edge, or the back of the bucket, that is used for floating this down or grading once you've dug the dirt out. But you can see there, it was super easy for that bucket edge just to rip right into the soil and really dig in. So shows you just how well not only does it work as a cutting tool for removing brush, but also does significantly improve being able to scoop dirt with the actual tractor bucket. So overall, you can see we smooth it out here in just a couple minutes. No big. So we showed you how you can clear brush with the BX Expanded Piranha Tooth Bar, and how it'll just go through smaller diameter trees with that cutting edge. It actually cuts. It's really sharp up there, actually. You got to be kind of careful that you don't walk into it when you've got your bucket lowered. But we showed you how you can use it to cut right through brush, or kind of get into brush and then pull up with the bucket, and that's going to pull it out of the ground or the root system. Or you can actually get underneath the root system and you can kind of pry up and pull out smaller brush and smaller trees with that, and you kind of get a hang for what works with what you're working on after you use it a little bit. But because this edge is so pointy and so sharp, it really can get underneath things and pull up and or just slice right through them. So you got to kind of work on your technique, but once you've got it down, you're going to be amazed at what you can actually do with this. And then we showed you how you can actually dig with the bucket, no problem. Now we've got more of a sandy loam or a clayey loam that we're going through with the bucket here, so it's actually a pretty easy soil to work with. However, you saw it goes right through that soil, no problem. You can fill the bucket up. You're going to be able to move around that material. Now, one big thing that a lot of people worry about with the BX Expanded Piranha Tooth Bar cutting edge is, are you going to be able to grade with it or back drag with it? And we showed you that you could also grade and back drag with it, no issues at all, because when you're back dragging, you're not really dragging with the edge of the bucket right here, you're dragging with the bottom of the bucket, and so that really doesn't affect it at all. But a lot of people get worried about that, and I know I was worried about it maybe when I was looking at this, is how would I be able to grade with that edge still on? Would there be any kind of issues? And as you can see, there's no issues. You don't have like tooth marks or teeth marks or anything in there, because you're really using the bottom of the bucket when you're back dragging. So not really any issue at all. In terms of my experience with this, for what I'm using it for, it does seem to be one of the best upgrades that you can make, dollar for dollar, with your tractor to get more out of it. There is no way that with the existing edge on this bucket that I'd be able to cut through brush at all. It didn't have any kind of grabbing ability, so you know, if you get into briars or thorns, because you've got this serrated edge, it kind of catches on that material, and then when you lift up, you're just pulling it out so that you can clear that area. Well, with the regular flat edge, it doesn't do anything like that. It just kind of hits branches and stuff, pushes them down, and then they spring right back up. But with this, you can either go underneath it, pull it out, you can kind of get it stuck on that serrated edge and pull it out, or in a lot of cases, as you saw, you can just cut right through it. If it's thick enough, like an inch or over, that material kind of just goes right into the edge and it slices it just kind of like a knife would. So dollar for dollar, this thing has been awesome. I highly recommend it. I've been very happy with how I've been using it and what it's done for me. And if you end up getting one, I hope it does just as good for you. You can get this for your bucket. What you do is you measure the bucket, and then you're going to go 1/4 inch smaller than the measurement of the bucket. That's what I did, and it fit perfectly for this. So my bucket was 62 inches. I ordered this at 61 3/4 inches, and that was perfect for this bucket for the TYM 2515 tractor. So if you've got a TYM 2515 tractor, 61 3/4 inches is exactly the dimension that you need for this front bucket, and that's what I ordered it at, and no problems. Now, to install it, you do have to drill 2 holes. So I drilled a hole here and I drilled a hole on the other side. You can buy a bit, or you can get a step bit at a hardware store. I probably recommend just buying the bit with it because here the hardware store cost was just as much, and it was lower quality bit than probably what I would have got with the package. So you drill 2 holes, you put the bar on, and you're ready to go. We've got a video that shows you how to do that. So take a look. And what I like about that also is that if I want to take this edge off, I could do it with 2 bolts, but there in my mind would be no reason to take the edge off, because you can grade just as good with the edge on as with it off. The only thing maybe would be if you're pushing snow on some kind of asphalt or something like that and you didn't want to tear things up. But other than that, I think I'll probably always leave the edge on. There's no reason to take it off. But really easy installation as well, with just the 2 holes to put on versus having to bolt a whole bunch of stuff up at the front edge or anything like that. So overall, very impressed with the BX Expanded Piranha Tooth Bar for tractors. I believe you can also put these on skid steers. I highly recommend it as an upgrade to your tractor and or skid steer bucket, as well as it does seem to help reinforce that front edge of the bucket to potentially prevent kind of bowing of the bucket if you're lifting something up, because this is a really nice solid piece of steel here on that front edge. So, you know, it's reinforcing or adding about twice as much material as would have been there to hold that front edge together. And then you've got these teeth here on the front, as well as these edges that help pull it into the bucket. So overall, I've been very impressed with the BX Expanded Piranha Tooth Bar. I think it's one of the best upgrades that you can make dollar for dollar for your tractor or for your equipment. Maybe you got a skid steer that you're going to put this on. And I'm surprised that I didn't have it sooner, and that cutting edges like these aren't more popular, or that dealers don't offer them all the time with new tractors, because it just adds so much functionality to the bucket and digging ability to the bucket, and it makes it way easier to do both. So I think it's going to save you time and hopefully save you money in the long run, even though you got to make the investment to get in cutting edge. In my experience, it increases what you can do with the bucket probably by 100%. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.